I don't believe in New Year resolutions. And the reason is because resolution means I am not this and I'm resolving it and I want to be that. So you're embodying an identity which doesn't match where you want to be, and then you're resolving that with a New Year resolution. It doesn't align with how our nervous system and our mind works. We are saying, I'm not good enough. So in order to resolve that, I'm going to create a statement and I'm going to do that. Instead, what we do is we cast energetic projections. Today, we will look at the anchoring of this year and really cashing out this year. So what do I mean by this? How are we going to do it? What we want to kick off with, I want to give you a scenario and I want you to think about it. If I give you $3.65 million, right, to do an experiment, and you do an experiment, you go through it, you observe, you experience all of that, and right when we are about to find all the conclusions and everything, we just leave. We're like, okay, pack up, let's go. What is the benefit of that experience? What is the benefit of investing that money? That's how I want you to look at your year, which had 365 days. You were given these precious days, and they were, if we look at from hindsight, these days were a piece in your greatest vision. So they were adding up to the greatest vision, the grand vision. And the exercise that we will do together and that you will do afterwards, what you'll realize is that every single thing and every moment that you experience this year, every bad, every good, everything that you thought, oh my God, that was the most horrible thing. I wish I wouldn't even wish on any enemy, or that was really hard. Everything was leading you to help you become a match for that vision. And when we start to do the work, the end of year ritual, what we realize is that all the dots are connecting. It's actually working. So for the last 2 days, I've been doing end of year ritual, and I'm going to take you guys through it. And the realizations that I had and the things that I experienced, I was like, if we don't do that or if we miss it, we literally do not cash out the whole year. It's like we experience the year, we experience the things, we experience where we are not the match, we experience contrast, we experience things, and then we just let it go and move on to the next year. Like, how can we not cash out everything that is leading to our vision? So what do I really mean by this? When you look at your year and everything that happened in a lot of detail, and I'm going to share with you the method, what starts to happen is, and when you really start to look at it from certain filters that I'm going to give to you, and we have released like a mini handbook in the invite for this session, so you can access it in the email when you got the reminder. From that lens in that mini handbook, when you look at the year from that perspective, what you realize is that everything that happened this year, every single thing was a dot connecting to where you're going. So nothing happened for no reason. The whole entire year happened for what you were asking. The second thing you start to realize is your belief in your grand vision starts to become 100x more. Because you can see, you're like, I can see it unfolding. Oh my God, now I can connect the dots from January to February. All the dots are connecting. It's all making sense. Oh my God. So now when you will have experiences in 2026, what you will realize is that you will look at them from a different perspective, not from it's happening to me, from the perspective that if this was the part of my grandest vision, how would I do it? How would I show up? How would I approach it? How would I lead here, right? The other beautiful thing that really happens is it helps you see what you want to release before you enter 2026 and what you want to take with you. A lot of times people say, new year, new you. And I don't like this concept because you do not have to be new, right? The problem with new is that you are saying everything that happened this year was bad, and I'm going for new. And then next year, we do the same thing. Everything that happened this year was bad. I'm going for the new. It's not that we are going 100 and then starting from zero. Then we are going 100, then we are starting from zero. What we are doing is we are going 100 and then we are accelerating to 100, we are accelerating to 1,000, we are accelerating to million. We are going really, really fast. Okay? When you go from 100 to 0, 100 to 0, this thing that we assume that every year has to start from scratch, new me. We waste all the things that happen, which we want to cash out this year. So yes, we want to release things, but we want to cash out and we want to take them with us next year. So I really love the concept of creation versus innovation. Most of us created from nothing. We had nothing. We had lack of money, we had tough circumstances, we started from nothing, we made it, we really focused, we had the determination, the grit, and we started from nothing. Now sometimes we use that when we try to enter the new year, and what we say is, I'm going to now subconsciously make everything zero again, like I'm starting from scratch, and then I'm going to create from nothing, like new year, new you. The problem with that is there is always this stop, there is always this pause. It's like you're driving the car, you get out of the car, you put your foot on the brake, everything has stopped, the momentum is gone, and then you have to build the whole thing from 1st of January. And the way I see it is, it's not creation. We are not creating anymore, we are innovating. The difference between innovation is, this year has been a masterpiece. I'm releasing some of the things that were not as perfect, but I'm going to take a lot of things that were so great that are the build up for what is coming next. And then I'm going to use that as the stepping stone, and I'm going to innovate. That's what Apple does. When Apple launches one iPhone, they do not discard it and say, okay, that was the biggest disaster. New year, new iPhone. They are saying, we are doing even better. We are innovating, but the previous iPhone was a masterpiece and people are still buying it, and some people still carry it with them, right? So the idea is, we are not starting from scratch. We are starting from innovation. We are taking all the beautiful things that happened this year, the milestones, the things, and taking them with us in an amplified way in the new year. The other thing, what I see a lot of times is this new year resolution. I don't believe in New Year resolutions. And the reason is because resolution means I am not this and I'm resolving it and I want to be that. So you're embodying an identity which doesn't match where you want to be, and then you're resolving that with a New Year resolution. It doesn't align with how our nervous system and our mind works. We are saying, I'm not good enough. So in order to resolve that, I'm going to create a statement and I'm going to do that. Instead, what we do is we cast energetic projections. Energetic projection means that I am going to set myself a frequency. I'm going to energetically practicing feeling it and normalizing it until I rewire myself and it feels normal. But the version that I am right now, there is nothing to resolve. There is nothing less. I am being who I really am, and I'm becoming more of myself every day. And when you do this exercise, what I'm going to teach you today, you will realize that actually what we think, oh, this wasn't as great, I wish it was different, everything was leading you to where you are going right now. Even the worst things that happen when you healed, like if we take Julie's example, and I would love to, if it's okay, from this YouTube, right? Somebody wrote a something and it was really not pleasant, but you healed after that. You ascended. So even that thing is a piece of the puzzle in your vision. That thing is the biggest enabler in where you're going. So let's not say, oh, that was a bad thing. Oh, let's just discard it. No, that is also an enabler. The things when you where you have unpleasant experiences with your partner, you have unpleasant experiences with other people, they are also the rite of passage. So I want to share with you a really, really, really vulnerable thing which happened to me some few years ago. Really vulnerable. I'll never share that in public. It is very intense for me, but I want to share with you how it starts to unfold. So when I was going for my grandest vision and for the corporate, and I was setting the vision and I was doing the things a year ago, I was really casting things and working on my identity. And I could see the biggest and craziest and most powerful version of me. And everything was falling into place. I had this belief that if I become so powerful, where would I be in my relationship? Like, would I still have everything? Because we have curated a beautiful relationship, right, with my partner. And I do not want to manifest anything as a cost of that. I don't want to pay from my relationship. I want to have it all. Like all of us, we want to have it all. So I started to seek validation, and I started to really almost seek acceptance from myself, but also from him, and seek validation that, do you still accept me if I get so successful? Do you still love me? Do you still be the masculine, the man in the relationship? Do you still take care of me? Do you still admire me? Do you still spoil me? What if you cannot what if you don't see me that way? And I started to, and one of the pattern that I had was the fear of rejection, which I feel is universal. We all have it at some level. Even if somebody have told me ages ago, like few years ago, we have this, I would have said, no, I don't have any fear of rejection. I'm fine. But we do. The truth is we do. So what I started to realize is that whenever something will happen, when we wouldn't get a chance to maybe spend time together, or maybe a week would pass and we are just too busy, I would feel like that he is rejecting me and he's not accepting the newer version of me. And he's trying to reject me and say, I'm not, like, I can't accept you like this. It was all my own thinking, my own psychological plot that I was creating within me. And then when that thing happened, the fear, the trauma of rejection got so high that I used to just shut off. And even when he said, okay, it has been a week, we were so busy, we were doing things, let's connect, let's talk, let's sit, and I would just shut off and reject him. And then he would feel rejected. And that's how I would perpetuate the whole thing. And it would be months, and it's like we are not really connecting, right? What I realized was that a point come where I got really sad, and I thought, is it because I'm going really higher? Is it because, what am I missing? What shall I do? And that's when I remember I was telling one of my energetic healing coach that the biggest thing I'm scared of is being abandoned. My fear is being abandoned. What if I'm rejected? And what if I'm put down? And what if I'm not loved anymore? That little child within us who wants to seek approval, who wants to be loved even with all the success and all the big things that they're achieving. And that's when she said to me something. She said, actually, based on what has happened, you have been abandoned. So the thing that I was really fearing, because for months we were not talking because the whole thing was so escalated, what I realized was I was abandoned. And I was fine. And I was fine. I made it. I was fine. Nothing happened. I did not die. I was breathing normally. Everything was great. When I hit that point, I realized, you know what? The thing I was fearing the most happened, and I'm fine. And that's when I healed all those traumas. So sometimes the biggest thing that you're scared of, it happens. And the reason it happens is not because there is something wrong with you, or why were you scared, or why you're like, it's a rite of passage. It's like, it's not that bad. So if that is the thing that is stopping you, that is the thing that is scaring you from your vision where you're going, if the fear of abandonment, fear of rejection is saying, yes, exactly. I love this, Julie. We unconsciously bring it to us, yes, to free us. Exactly. It's a rite of passage. It's like we had to manifest it to realize, you know what? The thing that you were so scared of, you're fine. So the moment I realized I'm fine, and then I realized my pattern, and I realized how I do it. And then last year when I was doing this exercise, and when I tell you how to do that, what you'll realize is when I got to that point, when this whole thing happened and I was doing that, I started to get really emotional, and I thought, oh, I don't want to do this phase. Like, I wish I can just lock it and I can just box it and never open it. And that's when I realized that when you look at it from the hindsight, when you look at it towards the year end, it's like in 1 year we grow so much. And when we do this work, what we are going to share with you today, you literally see yourself as your 100x version. So 6 months ago, what was happening to you when you were right in it, when you will look at it from the year end, you will be 100x wiser. And you will give yourself the perspective from your higher self. It's like your higher self is sitting there, opening the things and saying, look, this is why it happened. Look, this was this. And the wisdom and the integration and the way you cash out all those word things have more cash than easier things, is just next level. So when I opened that box, and I was looking at everything that happened series by series, and I was healing and I was breathing in and releasing. I was like, oh my God, that was my own permission to myself to go big. That was my self acceptance of me. Going big was so scary for myself. And I was projecting onto him, I was projecting onto other people. So the huge breakthrough that I had at that time was that I can have it all. I can be so successful and still be the crazy, wild partner, still be that mother who is always cracking jokes and all over the place and hot mess, and can still be all parts of me. I can carry it all. It's fine. And that was such a huge rite of passage. So this work is really important. What I would love for you to do, I would love for you to look at every month of the year. So what you want to do is you want to make 2 columns, right? One is great, absolutely marvelous, so wonderful, the good one. And the one is not so good, not bad, not so good. You have to really be mindful of the wording, not so good. So one column is great, one column is not so good. And then we have to do this for every month. Now, when you go in January, what you're going to do is you're going to open your iPhone or open your phone, go in your camera roll for January, look at all the pictures, try to remember where you were, what were you doing, what other things happened. And as you look at more pictures, you will start to see more. If you want to look at your email box, if you want to look at certain messages to certain people that are very crucial, you want to reflect. So as much as you can reflect, if you write some kind of diary or journaling, go back to January. You want to look at now you at your year as your higher self. It's like you're coming back from the grandest wisdom after experiencing beautiful 2025 and learning all those things and embodying and adopting and everything and integrating. Now you're looking back, and it's literally like 100x. Like when you look back from the hindsight, it's so powerful, right? You start to see the things in January and you see what are the really great things happen. Like you ascended, you shifted your belief, you break through. And I have shared with you in the reminder email, when we give this 1 hour reminder, there is a handbook where there are all the questions. So you can look at January and you can answer those questions, right? So one is the good things where you broke through, where you shifted your belief, where you shifted how you do things, where you started ascending. And the other thing is where it wasn't as good as you wanted it to be, where it was unpleasant, where your belief was a bit wobbly, or you were not really how you wanted it to be. And you write that. You do it for February, you do it for March, and you do it for all the months. Go roll by roll in your iPhone, look at all the pictures. It's really good the way it's in the iPhone that, you just see you're scrolling, see all the pictures, and you do it. And you really, if you feel emotional, you release the emotions. But now you're looking at yourself with your end vision. Okay, your end version. It's like you're not in the January that happened. You're out of it. You're looking at the hindsight. What are the lessons? What are the things? And the few things that I really want to mention is in some instances you will feel guilt. In some instances you will feel shame. We want to look at it from the lens of how this helped me ascended, or where my belief wasn't that solid and I can choose a new belief, right? So we are not judging ourselves. We are not feeling guilty. We are not there to shame us. We are there from the higher awareness that, oh my God, this is the greatest opportunity. I can enhance my belief. I can ascend. The other thing, what we really want to look at is, what are the things we did in 2025 to seek validation, to seek anything that was there from the perspective of it's not the right thing for you to do, but I did it because that person would be happy, or I would get the appraisal, or I would get the money, or I would get any kind of validation which tells me I'm good enough, right? So really looking like, is it about that I truly value myself and I value others and I value my decisions and I value my moves and I do the right thing in such a way that if I know that this is the greatest move and this is what my heart is saying, but there is a fear that if I don't do that, I won't have the money, or I will lose the appreciation, or somebody would not like it, right? Really allowing yourself to lead from the place that you're doing what is the highest value thing, because you value yourself, you value your work, you value your decisions, you value your business, you value your purpose. So what is the highest value move and where you did not make that? Nothing from the guilt or shame or judgment. Everything is coming from curiosity. Very, very curious, right? Really objective. There is no such thing good or bad. It just is. And also, the other thing what we want to look at is where I was playing small, right? Again, we are not judging. We are saying, can I think bigger here? Can I go bigger? Because this is really beautiful. As I was doing the work as well today, that I saw this reel from Dean Gazioki, who is Tony Robbins' partner, business partner, and it's really beautiful. And I think it was a confirmation of what I was about to say here, that there is equal stress when you're thinking about $1,000 problem versus 10,000 versus 100,000 versus 1 million versus 10 million versus 100 million. It's equal. It's equal. Like, it's a problem, you've solved the problem. It's a thing, you do the thing. It's no more harder or easier. It's just a bigger number, another zero. It's just a number. It's a frequency. It's a game, right? So what you start to look at is that right at the top, there is no competition. So there are so many people who are competing at this level, all the way up. There is no competition. So I love that there is this song I really use to embody this identity. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. I love this song. It's because what it's really saying is that go all the way up. How big you can think. Because when you think so big, there is nobody there. It's an empty road. So when you get the idea, which is like, oh my God, this is too big, this is too crazy, go for it. Nobody's doing that. Everybody's thinking the same, right? So if other people tell you, oh, this is too crazy, this is too big, this is too risky, this is your confirmation that that's for you. So go and do the craziest thing. Go and do the biggest thing. Right? So when you are saying, what are the things that you can do really big this year? How you can think really big? Because for our subconscious mind, it's the same thing. Whether you want to think of 1,000 or you want to think of 1 million, it's the same thing. You just give it an idea and it has to deliver the path and the how. So it doesn't matter, right? So what we want to really look at is we go through every single month and we look at the kind of things that where it was really good and we feel really, really grateful, and where it wasn't as big. Now, when you make the list where it wasn't as great, you want to next to that write your truth statement. Truth statement is, what is my truth here? What is the truth about me? And the truth statement is, if I think, okay, I feel really exhausted, or I have to work really hard, or I'm not good at this, or I would love to be good at this, but I felt that I wasn't that solid, then what is your truth statement? And truth statement is the craziest identity that you can take, the biggest identity you can take. And then once you have written the truth statement for all of them, you want to take that not so good column and you want to burn it. You want to burn it in fire. Okay. Now, it might be that you might feel, oh, do I have to really burn it? Can I not just rip it? You can rip it. But what I've seen is when you burn it, it is a very powerful message for your subconscious mind. It is, when you see it burning, it's so emotional and you realize that you're literally releasing that. So I would highly recommend, if you can burn it and allow yourself to feel those emotions, allow yourself to cry, allow yourself to really let yourself release that. Okay? And then you start writing your truth statements. What is true for me? Now, the other thing what you can do is, let's say you want to have certain experiences with money, or you want to attract money doing certain things which you really like or they really resonate with you, but you feel you're not good at them. You can even write that when I speak, let's say if it's speaking, right? When I speak, I really shift and elevate consciousness. My speaking is like a river is flowing and it has a beautiful rhythm and it really activates souls. So these kind of things, what we are really doing is we are now rewiring our nervous system and our mind to bring and embody that change. And there is no such thing as I am this or I am that. You can rewire anything. So there is nothing personal. Just rewire it. Just rewire an identity. Everything is a pattern and a program. So just rewire it. Now, the other thing what we then want to do is we want to do the vision casting. Now, when you are thinking about your vision casting, the thing that I did, and I would just suggest, and of course it's totally up to you, but think of what is your 10 years goals and can you cast them for this year? So what would take you to do in 10 years? And I took that from Elon Musk. Despite all the negative things about him, I thought it's a really cool thing. Now, when I did that today and I was vision casting, a version of me was saying, are you crazy? Like, how? It doesn't even, it's like, I can't even comprehend that. It is too big. It is too wild. It is too crazy. But doing this work, what I shared with you of the months and seeing how fast things shift, it gives you the proof that really big things can happen. So when we are vision casting, we're not saying, I need this to happen in 2026. Because as we know, there is no such thing as time. There is no such thing as years. There's no such thing as 12 months. It's all human constructed, right? So what we are saying is, it's all there in the ether. It's all there energetically. It all exists right now. Nothing can be created nor destroyed. I am just energetically casting the projection. And it can happen. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. So I want to do it while having the time of my life, because the more fun you have, the more money you make. I want to do this by bypassing the human laws of money, the price tags. This is how much this must cost. We can't have that. We can't afford that. No, we play this game in God or source way, that we cast the projection and then it comes to us. I was sitting yesterday, I think I was sitting in the car, and I had this huge breakthrough that everything that we can think of is already existing in the ether. And the biggest proof is internet. The biggest proof is we think of somebody and that person calls us. The biggest proof is you think about something and then somebody else will saying that. It's like everything is in the ether. Everything. So when you say that will take long, that will be like this, that has to take this, that it's the limitation of our mind, the linear mind, right? So you cast the energetic projection. So when you do your vision board or the things you want, I would love for you to make the list of 50 things. Now, when I say 50 things, as you go from 10, 20 to 30, after that, you have to start going a lot in a detail, like specific things, because it's like, okay, I've written everything I wanted. I wanted a car, I wanted the house, what can I write more? Then I would love for you to look at specific milestones. Do you want to be published somewhere? Do you want to have partnership with this? Do you want to have to do this? And literally, a lot of times what you'll see is when you cast the energetic projection, if it's in your list or if it's in your vision board, sometimes you don't even have to do anything. And that thing will come to you. Somebody will say something and you'll bump into something. So the key here is we are not doing anything. We are just casting the projection. And when that thing comes to us, and when we are in the energetic vibration, when we can match the vibration, we will do the thing, what we're supposed to do, right? So we rest in the knowing that it's coming. And when we walk with full confidence and knowing that, yes, we are doing that. So is there a person you would want to interview? If there's a person you want to partner with, is there a kind of person you want to coach? Is there a person? Write all those things in your 50 things. And if you can do 100, like, it's totally up to you, but really going detail in what you would love to have, because all these things are energetic projections. You're casting the projections. My belief system is 2026 doesn't start on 1st of January. It starts now. So we begin the year with the end in mind, right? So when you are starting 2026, because what I've seen is a lot of times when people go to 1st of January, they're like, oh my God, it's 1st of January. I need to do this. Oh, it has started. It's like a new, and then they're already behind. So we start new year now. And when we are in the now, we are starting it with the end in mind. So how would you feel if everything that you write on the 50 things, they have come true? They have come in your physical. How would you feel? We will start the New Year's like that, with the end in mind. Okay? And realizing that it's so strategic, it's so divinely planned. It's literally a part of the biggest thing that is happening. You are just allowing it to come. All the things that have happened this year are literally leading to what you're asking for. So it wasn't just a year, it was everything, was the dots connecting every single thing. And when you look at it like that, you will have unwavering belief. And even when the things come, you're like, okay, so let me see, how are you taking me there? How is this experience taking me there? Nothing is bad anymore. Everything is taking you there. Even the worst things that you think, oh my God, this was crazy. No, that is the biggest thing that is taking you there. So everything is connecting. The dots are connecting. We cannot make this up. It's all pre-planned, predetermined. We are just walking through it. We are just living through it. And when we start to look at life like that, it's so much easy, it's so much effortless, it's so calm, and it's so beautiful.